Good morning and happy Mother's Day. Welcome to the morning service. We are the Koga Family. We will start off with silent meditation led by our service. Certified Minister Assistant Arturo Rubio.
A family is a place where a mind lives with other minds. If these minds love each other, the home will be as beautiful as a flower garden. Kansho, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandab, Namandab, Namandab.
We will now chant the
We will now chant the Juseige on page 34.
the service book.
Gagon chosegan Ishimu jodo Shigan fumanzog Seifujo shogan Ga omuryoko Fui daiseshu Fusai shobingu Seifujo shogak Gashi jobundo Myosho chojipo Kukyo mi shomon Seifujo shogak Ryokujin shonen Joe shubongyo Shigumu jodo Isho tenin shi Jinriki endaiko Fusho musaido Shoujo sankumyo Kosai shuyakunan Kaihi chi egen Meshi konmoan Eisokusho akudo Judazu zen shumon Koso jomanzo Iyoro jipo Nichigatsu shujuki Tenko onfugen Ishu kai hozo Kose kudoku ho Jo daishu chu Seppo shishiku Kuyo isai butsu Gusoku shutoku hon Gane Shitsujoman Tokui Sangayo Nyobun Mugechi Tsudatumi Fusho Gangaku Erik Toshi Saisho Son Shiganya Koka Daisen no Kando Koku Shotenin Tochin Myoke Namandabu 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 Gani Shikudoku Byodo Seisai Dohon Bodaishin Ojo Andrakoku Kansho Namo Amidabutsu, Namo Amidabutsu, Namo Amidabutsu, Namandavs, 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 Namandavs.
Please put your hands together. Certified Mr. Assistant Sharon Sasaki will now share a Dharma school message.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers here. And I know that those of us who don't have mothers here are thinking about our moms. And it's so wonderful to see so many children that are here because of Mother's Day, especially. So yes, it's a wonderful day, and so happy that you are all able to come. Please join me in Gassho. When sentient beings think on Amida, just as a child thinks of its mother, they indeed see the Tathagata, who is never distant, both in the present and in the future. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs. Namandabs. So today for Mother's Day, for the Dharma School message, I'm going to read a story, and it's called The Berenstain Bears and the Mother's Day Surprise. I don't know if you've seen this book yet before, but this is it. Mother's Day was coming, and Mama Bear knew that Papa and the cubs were going to surprise her with a special celebration. Last year, they took her out for a special Mother's Day dinner. Mama was pretty sure that this year they were going to surprise her with a special Mother's Day breakfast in bed. And alas, she also knew that she would probably have to spend the rest of Mother's Day cleaning up the mess they made preparing her special breakfast in bed. But that was okay. It's the thought that counts. The signs of Papa and the cubs' Mother's Day plan weren't hard to read. There was a marker in the cookbook at the page for Mama's favorite breakfast, honeyed French toast with blueberries. And one day, when they were shopping at the Beartown Mart, she saw the cubs slip off in the direction of the card department. As Mother's Day drew closer, Mama knew that she had a lot to do if her family's Mother's Day surprise was going to be a success. First, she had to find the old bed tray they used when a family member was ill. She found it at the top of one of the kitchen cabinets, where she kept jars and bottles that were too nice to throw away. It had some oatmeal on it from when Papa had been in bed with a cold. She scraped off the oatmeal and put the bed tray where she knew Papa and the cubs could find it. But there was more to do. She had to make sure they would have the ingredients to make her special Mother's Day surprise. She checked the recipe in the cookbook. Honeyed French toast with blueberries called for honey, bread, eggs, sweet cream, sweet butter, powdered sugar, and blueberries. Sounds pretty yummy. It was Papa and the cubs' favorite breakfast too, but that was okay. It's the thought that counts. As for the mess they would make in the kitchen, well, that just came with being a mama. Mama checked the cupboard. There was honey, of course, and plenty of bread. There was powdered sugar too, but it was all caked up like a rock. They were out of eggs, but that wouldn't be a problem. She could get farm-fresh eggs from Farmer Ben. Nor would sweet cream, sweet butter, and powdered sugar be a problem. She would get those at the supermarket. But fresh blueberries, it was much too early in the season for blueberries. The cubs were with Mama on her next trip to the supermarket. She didn't want to spoil their surprise, so she gave them a little shopping list to take care of while she put sweet cream, sweet butter, and powdered sugar into her cart. She also bought some extra cleanser and scouring pads for the big Mother's Day cleanup. She looked high and low for blueberries, but there were none to be found. It turned out that Gran had frozen some last season. That took care of the blueberries. Mama was also pretty sure that a new bathrobe was going to be part of her Mother's Day surprise. She caught the cubs checking the size of her old threadbare one, but she pretended not to notice. As the big day drew closer, Mama made sure to stay out of the way when she thought they might be wrapping presents. Finally, it was the night before the morning of the big surprise. Papa and the cubs were doing their best not to let on that anything the least bit special was happening. But their secret smiles gave them away. "Now, here's the plan," said Papa, while Mama was off putting baby Honey Bear to bed. "I'm setting my wristwatch alarm for 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll set the alarm low so it won't wake Mama. Then I'll slip out of bed and come wake you too, and we'll sneak downstairs to the kitchen. Now it's going to be very dark, so we'll have to be careful not to bump into things or we'll wake Mama." Mama pretended to be asleep when Papa's alarm went off. She lay perfectly still as Papa slipped out of bed. There was a certain amount of bumping and thumping as Papa and the cubs stumbled around in the dark. Papa even slipped and almost fell down the stairs, but the cubs caught him. Mama lay awake, getting ready to be surprised, but it wasn't easy. From the sound of it, things didn't seem to be going well down in the kitchen. The sound of an egg beater was to be expected, but then there was a big clunk. What happened? Oh dear, it wouldn't be the first time Papa dropped the bowl while he was beating eggs. And what was that burnt smell? They must have burnt the toast. Mama could just picture the mess they were making in the kitchen. It was all she could do to stay in bed, but after a few more clinks, clunks, and some muffled shouts, she slipped out of bed, put on her old bathrobe, and stole downstairs to sneak a look at the kitchen. It was the worst kitchen mess she'd ever seen. The bowl had broken, so there was broken crockery and egg all over the floor. There was burnt toast on the drain board, and Sticky Honey's handprints on the walls. Oh dear, thought Mama, it's going to take me a week to clean this up this mess. Thank goodness Mother's Day comes but once a year. But out of the wreckage of broken crockery, spilled eggs, burnt toast, and sticky honey, Papa and the cubs had managed to put together a beautiful breakfast tray of Mama's favorites. Honeyed French toast with blueberries, sassafras tea, and even a small vase of red roses. Mama sighed. It was so beautiful that it was almost worth the terrible mess they had made. But now they were coming out of the kitchen and heading for the stairs. Mama had to get out of there, or the whole surprise would be ruined. She scurried up the stairs and climbed back into bed. She pretended to be just waking up when they came into the room with her breakfast tray. "Happy Mother's Day," said brother and sister. "Happy Mother's Day, my dear," said Papa as he placed the tray on the bed and plumped the pillow behind Mama's back. "Mother's Day," said Mama. "Well, I suppose it is. How lovely. All my favorites. Honeyed French toast with blueberries and sassafras tea and these beautiful roses. And look, just what I needed," she said as she unwrapped the new bathrobe. "This is absolutely delicious," said Mama as she ate her French toast and sipped her sassafras tea. "I don't know how to thank you." Just then they heard baby Honey Bear's cry of, "Mama, Mama." "I'd better get Honey Bear up and give her breakfast," said Mama. "No," said Papa. "This is Mother's Day. You just stay in bed and read your cards. The cubs and I will take care of everything." And they did. When Mama got downstairs to go to work on the kitchen, she got a real surprise. It was the cleanest, shiniest, spick and spanniest kitchen she had ever seen. "Well," said sister, "how did you like your Mama's Day surprise?" "Yes," said brother. "How did you like it?" Honey Bear gurgled, and Papa beamed. "How did I like it?" she said. "It was the most wonderful surprise any Mama ever had." Then she gave her cubs a great big Mama Bear hug. So that's the story. And so moms, can you relate to the story? Yeah, I was going to say that this morning we had junior YBA members, moms and dads who took care of this for us. So none of us had to worry about making breakfast and cleaning up. And I think the junior YBA is cleaning up the mess right now. So thank you so much to all the people who worked so hard to prepare this morning's wonderful breakfast. So, oh, yes, for the junior YBA and other Dharma friends also who helped. So, let's see now. Dharma school students, do you know what this on the screen says in Japanese? Any guesses? Flynn? Wow, yes. Isla, I know you had your hand up too. I think you knew it too. So yes, Flynn is right. Namo Amida Butsu. Good job. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about moms and Namo Amida Butsu. And related to my own mom, Helen Sasaki. So this is a picture of my mom and her family in 1946, about a year after they were released from the incarceration camp in Rower, Arkansas. So this is her, she's the third girl, and she's with her mom, her two sisters, and her grandma and her grandpa. And she was, I think, 9 years old at that time. My mom's parents were farmers who grew cherries and walnuts near Stockton, California. As the eldest daughter of 5 kids, she was responsible for duties like preparing the bath every day, which was outside of the house, making a fire with sticks. And she was also an achiever. For elementary school, she attended a one-room schoolhouse, but that was in the country. But she ended up being the valedictorian at her high school, McClatchy High School in Sacramento. The next phase of her life was after she married my dad, Reverend Laverne Sasaki. Had 5 of us kids, and was the Bomori, or minister's wife, at the Mountain View Buddhist Temple, and then the Buddhist Church of San Francisco. My mom has always been the strong backbone of our family, and I think that food was her love language. Kind of, related to our story this morning. Preparing delicious meals for a family of 7 was the way that she, showed her love to our family. And in this picture, that's also with the 5 of us kids, also with my grandmother, my father's mom, Mrs. Kinuko Sasaki. And this was in 1979, the dedication of the Mountain View Buddhist Temple. So later, after my father retired from the ministry, my mom supported and helped take care of their 13 grandchildren and my dad. And she also cared a lot about the wider community. This is her in 2018 when our Dharma School did the Walk for the Hungry for the Buddhist Global Relief in 2018. And in 2020, we marched together in the Black Lives Matter March in South San Francisco. As far as self-care, about self-care, but my mom always seemed more concerned about others' care. Perhaps because she was always so responsible for other people. She used to say that she had, in Japanese, it's called hakarai, which is calculations based on a strong ego that seemed like a hindrance on the Nembutsu path. So what is Namo Amida Butsu? Namo Amida Butsu is the heart of Amida Buddha. And you can say that Namo Amida Butsu is the Buddha reaching out to us. The Buddha's caring is like a mother's unconditional love and affection. Buddha and Namo Amida Butsu are always looking out for you, often when you don't realize it, such as when the mama was doing all the behind the scenes, getting the ingredients and helping out with her own celebration, even though the kids and Papa Bear didn't realize it. And saying Namo Amida Butsu is like when baby Honey Bear cried, "Mama, Mama," and knew that help was coming. So this is my mom when she came to San Diego and attended our spring Ohigan service in March, as well as, of course, Robert and Satch. So that was a really wonderful occasion. And this is a picture of her from just yesterday. My mom was diagnosed with cancer 6 years ago, and in the last month or few months, she's become a lot weaker. But I also feel like a shift has happened in her. She was used to being the giver and taking care of others through her whole life. And she actually kind of resisted having others take care of her. But now, as you can see from her smiles, she accepts help from others peacefully. And she now happily eats food that I cook for her. And one of the highlights of her day, as well as mine, is that we continue to chant Shoshinge together. She's helping me because I'm learning to memorize Shoshinge, and so she's doing it for me, but she also sincerely appreciates it. We do it most days over the phone. And now, when we finish chanting, I hear her say, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandabs, Namandabs, and I know that she's at a place of peace and trust in Namo Amida Butsu. And this is a quote from the late Reverend Masanori Watanabe. When you say Namo Amida Butsu, Amida and all Buddhas, including your deceased loved ones, are always with you and encouraging you in your heart. Please join me again in Gassho. When sentient beings think on Amida, just as a child thinks of its mother, they indeed see the Tathagata, who is never distant, both in the present and in the future. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda.
Please put your hands together as we recite Three Treasures together. It can be found on page 21 in your service book. Yeah. 91. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there we shall be free from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves of the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken ourselves to our will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of doctrine and gain wisdom deep at the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become the units of true accord of your life of harmony and the spirit of universal heart, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of merits and kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wondrous doctrine. Now we are able to hear it and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Idapsu. Namo Idapsu. Namo Idapsu. Thank you.
Now we have Gatha, Praise the Buddha, on page 130 of the Purple Service Book.
We will now celebrate our May birthdays. Please come off if you have a birthday this month. Please say your name and when your birthday is.
My name is Carolyn. My birthday is May 16th, which is also the birthday of Kenji Sensei, should you want to acknowledge him.
My name is Cassidy. My birthday is May 24th.
I'm Robert. My birthday is May 18.
I'm up here for my dad. I think his birthday is May 30th.
Okay, go. What's your name? What's your name? Hi, I'm Tasrin. What's your birthday? My birthday is May 13.
You may now pick a birthday.
Let's sing happy birthday.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dharma's friends. Happy birthday to you. You can choose your present.
Does anyone have any announcements?
This is to remind everybody that the temple will be having its annual cultural bazaar on Sunday, June 1st. We are in need of volunteers. There is a sign-up sheet downstairs on the bulletin board. Thank you.
Good morning. My weekly announcement, we have Panko for sale downstairs in the dining room. It's $3 a bag. It's a fundraiser for the FBWA, that's Federation of Federation of Buddhist Women's Association. Anyway, it's I don't know if everybody knows what Panko is. Anybody not know what Panko is? Anyway, it's like kind of like breadcrumbs, but even better. And you can, I talked to somebody last week, I think it was, who said that they do it in their air fryer without frying in oil. So they just roll it in egg and then roll it in the panko, and it comes out nice and crispy. So I haven't tried it yet, but we'll be coming up with some recipes to pass out too. So, and then also the other thing is we have a Panda Express fundraiser next Friday, the 16th or 17th, 16th, and we have script for sale downstairs. If you're interested, it's $25 for the cards. So it will be a double fundraiser for us. So thanks.
Morning, really quick. One, give your recipes to Kurt. But two, the other thing is that next week at our temple, Reverend Smitty and Judy Nakatami from Vista Buddhist Temple are doing that Narcan opioid crisis talk. So it's 12 o'clock here. I think it's in the annex. There's Narcan training. I think you get to go home with a thing of Narcan, and there's a light lunch provided. So that's next week, an educational topic in the annex at 12.
I know I'm usually the junior YBA representative, but today I'm speaking on behalf of Dharma School. So on behalf of Dharma School, happy Mother's Day to all of the amazing moms. We hope every mom got a gift, but if you didn't, there are extras in a basket on the table outside of the hondo. Thank you.
Okay, so I actually have a very special Mother's Day announcement. On Wednesday, my wife successfully defended her doctoral dissertation, and so now she's Dr. Schmidt. And so she has her doctorate, whatever, in educational leadership, so congratulations.
This just in, breaking news, we have a crisis. There is a book that was left over from the Earth Day talk that didn't get connected with a reader ages 14 to 10. Is there any Dharma School student in the audience that age that wants a book that doesn't have one? Raise your hand. I see a lot of laughter. Okay.
Thanks, Roger. I'm Bill. Saturdays, there are two other events, so it's going to be a busy day at the temple, but the next Shukatsu seminar is coming up on Saturday. It'll be at 3 p.m., also in the Annex Hall, on the topic of dealing with funeral parlors and mortuaries and making those plans. We have representatives from Community Mortuary and from Cypress View. Everyone is encouraged to attend, light refreshments. And then at 7 o'clock in the conference room, not in the Sangha Hall, in the conference room, we will be having a special Dharma lecture by our visiting guest speaker for Gotane, Reverend John Iwahara from the Buddhist Church of Gardena. So a lot to choose from. I will be attending the first event on Narcan, and I encourage the rest of you to as well. Thank you.
Hi everyone, just an announcement about 2 Dharma School events next Saturday, Feeding San Diego, if anyone signed up. I will be sending out a reminder about the address and everything. It's from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock at Feeding San Diego next Saturday. Also too, we have our annual camping trip that's coming up on May 23rd. I sent, so May 23rd through May 26th will be at Burnt Rancheria Campground. If anyone just wants to come for the day, and also those who signed up, I will be sending out, I sent out a reminder, but if you have any questions or anything, you reach out to Bob Schultz or myself, or if anyone else wants to come and join us for any of the days, you're welcome to. Thanks.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to you mothers on this special day. Just to add to Mariel's announcement, the presentation next weekend will be on Sunday the 18th at 12 noon. And through the Clinton Foundation, Clinton Foundation had a series of workshops that were to train the spiritual leaders of different various groups in San Diego on the drug on addiction. There's a little write-up in the Busei script this month that Smitty Sensei wrote, and through the foundation and Smitty Sensei's training, the temple received a grant for this event. So it's encouraged if you can attend the event, and there'll be a light lunch served. So that starts at 12 noon on that Sunday, the 18th. And then secondly, with Obon season coming up next month, and it runs through July and August. Our Obon is in August. This is an announcement that the temple is going to charter a bus to participate in the Las Vegas Obon on the weekend of, it'll be the weekend of August 15th to the 17th. The Obon is actually on the 16th of August in Las Vegas. So information is downstairs in the office and on the whiteboard. And if you're interested in signing up for the event and going, it's you can see me about it. And so hope all of you will be able to join us for these events. Thank you.
Dharma School students are now excused for class. Please come to the front to Oshoko.
Thank you for your patience and letting our girls lead. You got a glimpse into my daily life as a mom. Please join us on page 96 for the Vandana and Tisarana, led by CMA Arturo Rubio.
Please join me from the top where it says leader. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. Namanda.
Now we'll have a Dharma message by Certified Minister Assistant Arturo Rubio.
Good morning, everyone. Again, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are here at our temple or maybe joined us through live stream. Hope you're having a great day and you have awesome plans for your family later today. I recently became acquainted with a sutra called the Sutra of Filial Piety, which was apparently written between 200 BCE and 9 CE. It seems fitting to mention this sutra today, since a considerable part of it describes the struggles and sacrifices that go along with motherhood. Like many other sutras, this text flows as a conversation between Shakyamuni Buddha and his disciple Ananda. The Buddha begins by describing the difficulties and discomforts experienced by women during pregnancy. He states that during this period, when the woman gets up or sits, she is discomforted as if lifting a heavy burden. As a difficult labor draws near, the mother-to-be frequently feels as if severely ill. When the baby is full term and it's time for birth, the mother endures all kinds of pain and suffering. The Buddha describes this suffering in giving birth to the child like the flurry of 1,000 knives, or even like 10,000 blades piercing her heart. After the delivery, the Buddha continues, upon hearing that the child is healthy, she feels joy, many times more than normal. The mother embraces the child, nurtures and rears the child. She does not dread the labor and toil. She does not mind undergoing hardships herself, only wanting her child to be comfortable. The kind mother does not seek comfort. Her kindness is deep, and her compassion is manifold. It is thought that this sutra may be apocryphal, that it was written in China as far back as 200 BCE, which is when Buddhism was entering China. The purpose of this sutra may have been to prove that Buddhism was also infused with the ideals of filial piety, which was an integral part of Confucianism, one of Buddhism's main opponents in China, along with Taoism and folk religions. Regardless of the possibility of being apocryphal or not, this sutra became very, very popular and has been the subject of deep scholarly study. I find it fascinating because it describes some of the challenges experienced by parents and mothers in particular that are just as true today as they were in 200 BCE China. Any mother who has had to say goodbye to a child who is going off to college, joining the military, or starting a job in some far-off city will understand what the Buddha describes in this sutra. He states that when the child travels far away, the mother laments. Day and night, her thoughts are with her child. Knowing that her child is on the road, she worries about her child. If the son or daughter experiences hardship, it causes sustained duress in the mother's heart. Whether active or at rest, her heart follows the child. Whether near or far, her thoughts are always with the child. Back in '92, when I was 21, I left home and moved to Monterrey, not Monterey, California, Monterrey with 2 R's. It's a city in northeast Mexico, in the state of Nuevo León. I lived there for about a year and a half, met Lourdes, got married, and afterwards moved back to Tijuana. Years later, my mom told me that the period I had lived in Monterrey had been hard for her, especially at night when she was in bed, the house was quiet. She would start thinking, is Arturo okay? Is he home? Is he safe? Mobile phones were not very common back then, and I didn't have a phone in my apartment. Whenever we did get a chance to talk on the phone, she never said anything about this. I guess she didn't want me to worry about her worrying about me. In this sutra, the Buddha states that even when the mother's years reach 100, she still constantly worries about her 80-year-old child. My mom is 84, I'm 54. I'm the youngest of 3, so yes, my mom still sees me as her little baby. It seems parents in 200 BC China also experienced the same challenges with their children growing up, just as we do today. The Buddha describes this phase of life as follows. Reaching their maturity, however, children become unfilial. Parents may offer warnings, but the children do not know obedience or compliance. Ruining and abusing any familial sentiment, they are without manners or righteousness. Their speech and acts are haughty and arrogant, and they manage their affairs with an impulsive mentality. As they gradually become older, they become fiercely rebellious and obstinate. They do not hide their defiance and instead become resentful. In coming and going, they do not inform their father or mother. By betraying compassionate kindness, the children will never know that their aged parents will eternally worry and lament over them. My wife and I can relate to this statement. In coming and going, they do not inform their father or mother. When my eldest son was in his early 20s, he would just disappear on some weekends. He would stay with friends and would not answer our calls or text messages. It was, I guess, just his way of feeling independent. I guess not having to say where he was made him feel like he was his own boss. I'd like to see him try that with his wife now. Now, going from 200 BCE China to 13th century Japan, we still find mothers wishing to get any kind of news from children who are far away, feeling at times like the connection between mother and child has been lost. Through extant letters, Shinran Shonin's wife, Eshini, wrote to her daughter, Kakushini, we get a glimpse of these challenges and frustrations. In a letter written in 1264, Eshini expresses this to her daughter. I am happy to have a way of sending this letter. I frequently send them to you, but I often wonder whether they reach you. This year, I turned 83. There are countless things that I constantly want to hear from you, but there is no sure way of sending letters. I constantly feel the desire to hear whatever I can from you while I'm still living. But you are so far away that you seem beyond the clouds. Truly, I feel as though the bond between parent and child was somewhat absent. Particularly since you are my youngest child, I have always thought of you as dearest. but it will not be possible for me to see you, so it would truly be heartbreaking for me never even to hear from you. Here we get a sense, first of all, that exchanging letters with someone in 13th century Japan was a very difficult and inconsistent process. You could send someone a letter in Kyoto, like in Ashini's case, if you heard that someone in your town was traveling to that city. Then you'd have to wait and hope that you will receive a letter in return someday. In the fragment I just read, we hear the words of an elderly mother just dying to hear anything from her daughter, disappointed at not receiving any news from her in a very long time. Truly, I feel as though the bond between parent and child was somehow absent, she states painfully. The next fragment is from a letter Ashini, 87 years old by that time, wrote to Kakushini in 1268, probably the last letter she wrote to her daughter before passing away. In this letter, we hear the words of a mother who knows she's nearing the end of her life, but still rejoices at finally having somewhat more constant contact with her daughter. Ashini states, I am happy to have a way of sending you this letter. I did not think I would still be alive this year, but I am 87 this year, I believe. Right now, I am simply waiting for that time to come. The number of years I have lived is frightening. Usually, I'm as energetic as a dog, but this year I have become overly forgetful and feeble-minded. Truly, beginning last year, many things have been quite frightful. Also, I received the twill garment that you sent to the person from Suri, and there is simply no way to express how grateful I am. As I now wait for that time to come, I only wonder if this will be the last thing I receive from you. Also, I would be very glad to hear what your children are doing. I especially want to hear about your eldest child. Indeed, how I wish there could be one more time for me to see you and for you to see me while I am now in this world. I myself will be going to the Pure Land Paradise very soon. Please tell me in detail about your children. I want to hear everything. I heard about the one that was born the year before last, so I think fondly of him as well. Please tell me more about your children in detail. I will be comforted just to hear those things. In the Sutra of Filial Piety, the Buddha asks Ananda, do you wish to know when a mother's kindness and love ends? It only begins to dissipate after the end of her life. Ananda asks the Buddha, world-honored one, how can one repay the kind virtue of mothers? The Buddha then goes through various examples that make it obvious that no matter what or how much we do, we will never be able to repay all that our mothers have done for us. May we truly recognize and be thankful for all that we have received from our mothers since the day we were born, knowing that no matter what we do, we will be forever in their debt. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandavs, Namandavs, Namandavs.
Thank you, Arturo, for your message. Please rise for the Gatha Ondoksan 2 on page 128.
Please put your hands together for closing meditation. Namo Dabs, Namo Dabs, Namo Dabs. Please, Oshoko, this concludes today's, sorry. First off, let me thank everybody for their contribution today. Certified Minister's Assistant Arturo Rubio for officiating today's service and his Dharma message. Certified Minister's Assistant Sharon Sasaki for her Dharma School message. Mrs. Ann Ong for playing the organ, Mr. Brevin Honda, Mr. Ken Morogaka, Mr. Bill Teague, and Mr. Rick Cheeks for streaming today's service, the Koga Family family for coordinating gifts for May birthdays. And if you haven't done so, you're welcome to come up and offer incense. Thank you.